Hey guys, I'm Xav, and welcome to this quick start guide for Mythic Theater of Pain. Theater is one of the old expansion dungeons joining the Mythic Plus dungeon pool in the War Within Season 2. The first boss encounter is an Affront of Challengers. This is a council of 3 bosses, and whenever one dies, the remaining bosses will cast their special ability more often, due to gaining 35 base energy. So cleave them down together as you deal with the barrage of different abilities. Let's go through them all. Interrupt Sathel's Necromantic Bolt. Mortal Strike is this fight's tank buster that will reduce the tank's healing received by 50%, so use a cooldown. And when Decaying Breath gets cast, move out the cone. Withering Touch will put a dispellable dot on random players, so dispel it if you can. And lastly, each of the 3 casts a special ability at 100 energy. Dessia will cast Mighty Smash, dealing group-wide damage and slowing you for 10 seconds, use a personal cooldown. Pakaran will cast Noxious Spores, causing puddles of goo to spawn where everyone's standing, so get out of the circles and don't stand in the expanding goo. And Sathel's Searing Death will put a circle on everyone, dealing some damage to everyone inside it, so don't stand near other players. The second boss is Kul'tharok, and this fight has been completely revamped. To start with, Interrupt Necrotic Bolt. Death Spiral will cause orbs to spawn that rotate around the area, so dodge these. When you get the blue arrow of Well of Darkness on you, move away from others so that no one is in your circle. Next, tanks you'll get a purple arrow with a line. Point the line away from the group. Lastly, when everyone gets the green arrow, move to a predetermined spot as far away from the boss as you can. An ad will spawn from each of you and move towards the boss. If it reaches the boss, it'll explode on the group, dealing a large amount of damage, so stun, slow and kill the ads. The third boss is Gorechop and is pretty simple. Your biggest enemy is your camera. Hateful Strike will deal a large chunk of damage to the tank. Use a cooldown. Throughout the entire fight, meat hooks will come down and drag across the room. It will have 2 openings where the hooks are delayed. Run through the opening to not be dragged and damaged by the hooks. At the same time, 2 oozing leftover ads will spawn. Kill them and don't stand in the puddles that they leave behind. Lastly, Tenderizing Smash will pull you into the boss. Run out of the circle quickly. It can have an annoying overlap with the hooks, so pay attention. The fourth boss is Xav the Unfallen. To start with, Brutal Combo is the tank buster. Use a cooldown to reduce the damage you take. Whenever oppressive banners spawn, kill them as quickly as possible. These will slow you as long as they're up. Xav will regularly do a combination attack called Might of Maldraxxus. In a random order, he will do 3 different attacks that you need to dodge. Don't stand in front of him when he does Crushing Slam, get out of the circle when he casts Deafening Crash, and don't cast any spells when his cast finishes, otherwise you'll be silenced, and move to the other half of the room when he does his Massive Cleave. Lastly, at 100 energy, he'll make 2 DPS duel each other. The winner will deal 10% more damage for 20 seconds and the loser 10% less. It doesn't really matter who wins, just finish the duel and get back into the fights as quickly as you can. The final boss is Mordretha, the Endless Empress. Reaping Scythe is this boss's tank buster. As usual, use a cooldown. When Dark Devastation gets cast, run away from the direction the boss is facing and don't get hit by the line as it spins around. Next, when Grasping Rift gets cast, don't get pulled into the rift and spread out so that no one is in your circle. When your Deathwalker ad spawns, interrupt it so it can be grouped up and kill them off. Lastly, at 50% health, the boss will make things more difficult by adding Echoes of Carnage to the fight. 2 types of ghosts will start spawning. Don't stand in the circles from the Echoes of Battle, and don't get hit by the Charging Beast from Ghostly Charge. And that's all you need to know for the bosses of Theater. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. I would really appreciate it as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you'd like to support me more, you can also follow me over on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Twitch, all at BBMezzy. And lastly, I also have a community Discord linked in the description. For now, I'm Mezzy, and I'll see you again next time.